Hello my lovelies, and welcome to part 4 of our Deck Strength versus Weakness series. Our featured deck of the month for February 2024 is the Tarot of Pirates that you see featured on the left. Today we're going to get into anti-pairs, particularly tarot. I have one indie deck and about 6 mass markets to show you. And they're going to be in random order. So let's go ahead and get started. A lot of you are going to recognize this particular deck. It's one of my favorites. It's my water deck. This is the Mermaid Tarot. Yes, it's in the anti-pairs. No big surprise that pirates, sailors, fear mermaids. It's that whole dragging them out of the boat and drowning bit. I don't particularly like this deck. And I will be moving on fairly quickly. The next deck I have to show you this in anti-pair is actually the Game of Thrones Tarot. Now, as much as the Tarot of Pirates does not like dragons, however, there's other things in the Game of Thrones deck that normally these two should get along, especially with the strength and weakness of both decks. However, these two decks have two different viewpoints on things. So these two decks agree to disagree. So they do not pair. Alright, we're going to show you the indie deck next. Some of you will probably recognize the backings on this deck as well, especially if you are familiar with Taylor Hultquist Todd and her decks. This is the Myths and Legends Tarot. And just kind of like with Dragons and Mermaids, this has Myths and Legends from around the world. There's a lot of creatures in this deck, and unfortunately the Tarot of Pirates doesn't really care for it. I'm going to keep moving right along here. Next one I have to show you is another mass market that you'll probably recognize. This is the Lorenzi Tarot by Irene Lorenzi. Now, this does have a lot of fish and turtles and, seahorses, ocean life, seagulls, blue herring, all that stuff, whales. However, there's other creatures in here in this particular deck. There's also dismembered body parts, as you can see with this particular card in this deck. So some of the approach to the creature animal energy in this deck, the Tarot of Pirates doesn't like it. Despite, heavily having a water theme kind of present inside the deck. What can I say? Tarot of Pirates, if they don't know what the creature is, better fear it, leave it alone. Seems to be the motto. Also in the anti-pairs, you probably saw this in our first portion of the deck Strength versus Weakness for this particular deck. This is the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. I showed you this deck as a deck that makes up for the weakness of this deck. Because love is a strength of this deck. Love is a weakness of this deck. These two actually don't pair. Sometimes you look out and you find a fill gap deck and they do pair. In this case, no. They do not pair. And part of that is a difference in strength versus weakness. Because the Muse Tarot has more than one strength. Which maybe one of these days you guys will vote on the Muse Tarot if I put it in the poll. And we will feature it. Moving right along, we have the Tarot at the End of the Rainbow. Okay, this is a little bit different. when it comes to an anti-pair. It's not actually about the creature energy, which there's lots of creatures in here. There's orcs and goblins and ogres and fairies and leprechauns. This is a very diverse deck. In here you have a dragon. It's actually not the creature energy that the Tarot Pirates dislikes. A satyr, there you go. It's actually the season. This is a summer deck. This is a spring deck. It actually doesn't like the difference in season. And to drive that point further home, I'm going to show you our last deck. A lot of you will recognize it. Here is the backings. This is the Druidcraft Tarot. Now here is another prime example of a deck that does not pair with the Tarot of Pirates simply because it feels like a different season. This is more summer, autumn, or just autumn. And it does not jive well enough with the Tarot of Pirates. You'd think it might have been the Celtic theme going through it. But no, it's actually the season. Alright, my lovelies. I was going through that very quickly. I do apologize. Hopefully you stopped on any cards that you liked. I do have the complete list of known anti-pairs in the description box down below. And if you know other decks that do not pair with the Tarot of Pirates, by all means list them in the comments section down below. Let me know. That way I can maybe investigate or add them to the list. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad that you were here. I will be posting the anti-pair oracle video shortly. So we have one more portion to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you there. Bye.